Happy Halloween, everyone. Thank you for joining me for today's episode of FanFic Critic. You've probably noticed quite a few things. For starters, I'm dressed up as Sweeney Todd because, it's Halloween. And you're probably wondering, are you going to be reading a Sweeney Todd fanfiction? Well, originally, yes, I was going to, but the story itself was very boring. It involved Emperor, but it was just very boring. And, I filmed the episode, I was editing the episode and everything, and I'm like, no, I'm not going to do the story after all because blah. So instead I'm going to be doing a Nightmare Before Christmas story. Hopefully it'll be more entertaining. It sounds interesting to say the least. It involves Five Nights at Freddy's. Five Nights at Freddy's in a Nightmare Before Christmas story. But it's not in the crossover sections. It's not like a crossover. I mean, it should be because it involves Five Nights at Freddy's. But it's not. It's just a Nightmare Before Christmas. So it's like, okay, I guess I'll do the story instead, because it's more Halloween-esque anyway. Sweeney Todd, it came out on Christmas of 2007, which is really weird, because you would think that movie would have been, a Halloween movie. But no, it was a Christmas movie. For some reason, Americans like to release horror movies around Christmas time. Well, I don't get it. But I digress. Oh, the other thing you probably noticed is that I must look a lot clearer to you. Well, that's because Meg surprised me the other day and got me this beautiful camera and a camera stand. I have it behind the laptop. I have to get accustomed to looking here, though, because I'm so used to looking down below. So it's going to take some getting used to. But, I really appreciate that she got me the camera. Her reason for doing it was because she still felt bad about the whole Vulcan pinch thing. And it's like, Meg, you've already apologized, and I already apologized, and, she still feels bad about it. Well, I digress. I do appreciate her getting me the camera nonetheless. So there's that. And speaking of Meg, seeing I am dressed up as Sweeney Todd and it is Halloween, I think Sweeney needs his Mrs. Lovett. So, right, Meg, come on in here. Do I have to? Yes, Meg, you have to. Come on now. Don't be grabbing, come on! I look ridiculous. I highly doubt you look ridiculous, Meg. I won't know until you show me the bloody costume. You're gonna laugh. I promise you I will not laugh. Now come on, get in here. Okay, fine. Here I come. Mrs. Lovett at your service, dear. Mrs. Lovett, more like Mrs. Pillsbury Doe's woman coming in. Ta-da! Say, you look fine. I don't know what you were getting all upset about. In fact, I don't think I've ever seen you in a dress before. Don't get used to it. There's a reason why I don't wear dresses. Well, I think you look fine in it. It's a pretty nice costume, I must say. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty decent for the most part. Not that impressed with the wig, though. I thought she was supposed to be a redhead. This is supposed to be based off of the movie, right? Yes, it is. But I do agree. The hair is way too dark. Her hair was like auburn in the movie. And also, one of the things I noticed about the movie, and it might just be me, but I swear that her hair becomes more and more red as the movie progresses. Rather interesting. Well, aside from that, I guess they got the pigtails. A little too busty for my liking, but I guess that's technically not the outfit's fault. It's my fault for, Well, to be frank, love, Mrs. Lovett was rather busty in that movie, especially as it went on. But I think that was because she was pregnant when she was filming that. The actress, that is. Are you sure I don't look ridiculous? Meg, would I lie to you? You look fine, trust me. You look smashing. Don't worry about it. Okay, if you say so. Now, for dinner, we don't quite have meat pies, but I do have some beef pot pies. You want that? That sounds absolutely delicious. I would love that, Meg. Right. I'll get started on it then. See you in a tick, dear. Thank you, dearie. Honestly, don't know why she was making such a fuss about the dress, but I digress. Right, so this story is called Happy Halloween 2. Happy Halloween 2. I wonder, Maybe there is another fanfic that this writer wrote called Happy Halloween. If there is, maybe I'll read that one first instead and just have it be a companion piece. I mean, you guys will know because of the title, but let's see. This author has written 259 stories! The hell with that? I'm not scrolling through all of that. 259 stories. And oh my goodness, the amount of genres this person has written in. Here's another screen cap for you. Yes, no, I'm not going to be scrolling through all that. Bloody hell. I mean, I guess I could look in the search, but let's see. Their profile just says this. Bisexual Portuguese writer, of broad focus. Hates homophobes, racists, sexists, and epip. What is epip? Enjoy. Also has one patron. Okay then. Right, let's search for Happy Halloween. And let's see if this story has a companion. 5 minutes later. You know what? No, let's just read the story as it is. Right, so the story is called Happy Halloween 2 by Eogros. Here's the description. Our heroes celebrate after the defeat of the evil mascots from Five Nights at Freddy's. This is supposed to be a Nightmare Before Christmas story. It doesn't even say it's a crossover, but apparently Five Nights at Freddy's exists in A Nightmare Before Christmas. Even though Nightmare Before Christmas came out in like the 90s, and Five Nights at Freddy's came out in like, what, 2014? Huh. The ninjas of Ninjago even join in. But then an evil arises. How will they stop it? Okay, this is rather annoying. Take a look at this. Why are there little emotes in their description? Why? Get rid of them, they're annoying. Okay, so this story is rated M. It's in English. It's horror supernatural. Characters are Jack and Sally, the mayor. And it's 1,474 words, 2 faves, 1 follow. It was published in October 30th of 2015. Let's get this started. It was a happy, wondrous Halloween night. An year. A year. An is for words, or is for words that begin with a vowel. You know, like an orange. There you go, an orange. You don't use it when the next word starts with a consonant. Yeah, the Y. Sometimes people can say that a Y can be a vowel, but in this case, it is not a vowel. So get rid of the an and make it an ah. A. An ah. Ah, yeah. What am I talking about? Just have it say a year. Passed since our heroes defeated the deviant sexual Freddy's machines. Especially Foxy, the weakest and stupidest of them all. And now the entire town celebrated with wondrous theatrical reenactments showing the furious glory of Norman, Caroline, Bayonetta, Jean, Sally, Jack, the mayor, Cat and Mish against the foul black hearts of machine-propelled oil. This is supposed to be like a multiple crossover or something. I mean, who? Norman, Caroline. Who are they? Bayonetta, that's from like a video game, I think. Anyway, let's continue to read. Norman, Caroline, Bayonetta, Jean, Cat, Mish, the mayor, Jack, and Sally. Just say they all. You don't have to list every single one of them. We're chilling by the streets, smoking pot and weed. Pot and weed are the same thing. They're the same thing. Oh, no, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Marvelous, marvelous. This story is so marvelous. And I say that without a sarcasm. And occasionally punching costume kids to steal their candy. Oh, that's charming. Norman and Bayonetta were now a sexual couple, and they were groping ferociously. Shouldn't I say ferociously? Oh, whatever. Oh, Norman, your cock is so big. Insert it on my butt of temptations and delusions. Okay. Moaned Bayonetta hornfully. Hornfully. Is that even a word? Don't mind if I do, said Norman suavely, like a cordial cardinal of star-born pride and consternation. So, that is a legit word, but I have the definition of it right here. Feelings of anxiety or dismay, typically at something unexpected. I don't think they know the meaning of this word, because how it's described here, how it's used here, does not match with its description. So, I digress. Then they took off their clothes sexily. Bayonetta then grabbed Norman's cock and placed it in her poop escapade hole. And then they began to screw anally in public. Everyone gasped. They were horrid prudes who cannot stand the liberation of a lover's pure soul, untainted by the fetters of Caledonic constellations. Well, there's nothing wrong with, making love to your lover, but you need to do it in private, not out in the open, because no one wants to see that. Their friends much liked, however, Jean began to rub Sally's pussy sexually, at least they spelled sexually right this time, which excited Jack a lot. He began to rub his putrid moss-covered baculum between the underage girl Coraline's legs. He's a skeleton, though. He wouldn't have it. It would be gone. It would have been rotten off. Humans don't have a penis bone, so you can't say that it's that, because they don't. Joining the two girls in the precipitation of passion, his relationship with Sally is open. Stop asking, you weirdos. Well, I kind of assumed that it was open by how you just led up to that. Mish began to French the mayor's nostrils sexually. If you're eating food, you might want to stop. Oh my god! Extracting wondrous gallons of pure mucus pleasure. While Cat licked his humongous Berlin balls. Suddenly, some vehicles appeared, and out of them came colourful ninjas. They were the ninjas from Ninjago. What the fuck is going on here? Asked Kai, the coral-coloured flaming ninja, who was angry because he was aroused and did not wish to commit, you spelled commit wrong, to Kamadiva, desires of the puerile lower regions of the bodily hemisphere. Shut up, you prude, moaned Caroline horrifully, and she put Jack's bone metal dick inside her pantied pussy. So she's still wearing her panties. So is he like forming a hole in her panties to fuck her? Okay then. Cole, the black-hearted ninja, the black-hearted ghost ninja, thought that was attractive to his calulent heart of pure granite, so he grabbed Kai and kissed him. Zane and Lloyd liked it a lot too, so the ice metallic ninja undressed the wondrous Bale Jade green-wearing little boy and extended his 13-meter long. 13 meters? 13 meters. 13 meters. No one has a cock that size. I don't even know if there's an animal that has a cock of that length. And if there is one, I don't want to know, so don't even think about looking it up. Segmented erection, putting it in his mouth with much pleasure, dislodging all the teeth. Jay, the closeted blue ninja, got very scared, but Naya kicked him to the Maya cat and meat, who quickly began to rub him over and undress him, preparing for rape. Only Naya got no one to fuck, so she decided to look around for someone to screw. But suddenly, an evil negress hand came out of the bushes and dragged her in. "Has anyone seen my sister?" asked Kai, breaking briefly from the manful kiss of ectoplasmic bliss before returning to his black lover. So the conflagration was this. Norman was fucking Bayonetta's anal dominantly. Jane was fisting Sally's decaying uterus. But she's a doll. There wouldn't be anything decaying. She's literally a doll. And ass with her shit-encrusted nails. I wonder if Comics Nix was an inspiration for this fellow. Jack was fucking Coraline with all of her clothes on. Mish and Kat were double fucking Jay's ass with their vicious bobbed penises while the mayor was fucking his mouth. And Cole and Kai were doing fraught on each other. Fraught? What is fraught? Let's find that out, shall we? 5 minutes later. Google it if you want. I am not going to repeat what it is on the show. Oh, Cole, I disliked Halloween because of my Catholic upbringing, but now your love has shown me the passage of aeons into acceptance of one's basalmost wishes, moaned Kai sexily. Be the Jonathan to my David. And so the two men ninja kissed, and everyone thought it was cute. A wave of pure pink darkness awashed the whole town, filling everyone's hearts with the loveful and holy spirit of Halloween. But then an evil presence began to fill the air. Everyone stopped the fuckery to look. Naya was back, but she was different. Only her face was the same. The rest of the body was replaced by an evil, ugly, feminine shape full of tumors and warts, as black as the ebony night of a charcoal tar pit. "You're not my sister," said Kai angrily, throwing fire at her. Indeed, Naya was gone. Her face was ripped off, and it was a mask for Panda from We Bare Bears. "Who the fuck are you, you ugly, haunted bear?" said Bayonetta, who tightened her ass around Norman's cock. "You fools killed my boyfriend's families, you fools," said Panda evilly and angrily, like the nightmare that is one's youth. Then someone else came from the bushes. Everyone couldn't believe it. It was Golden Freddy. The evil golden-skinned metal bear began to rub his hands on Panda abhorrently and unsexily, masturbating his evil black and white penis lover in a symphony of pure yin. Black and white are yin colors, and yellow is neutral in Chinese color symbolism. The gang dismissed, but then it got real serious when Panda ejaculated a blast of pure blinding light that killed Coraline and Jack. "At least we died orgasming," said Coraline sexily, as she and Jack came to oblivion. "No, not my lover," moaned Sally awfully, as Jean destroyed her vagina and colon. "You fuckers will pay for that. Ha ha ha, you shall suffer all eternity in the very hell you condemned the other animatronics," cackled Golden Freddy meanly and sarcastically. and then masturbated Panda again. But now everyone was prepared. Though not easy, everyone and their lovers dodged the evil Panda semen light blasts while still fucking. Oh, and take a look at this oh so lovely typo. It's supposed to be an apostrophe. You're lucky that it's me and not Meg. Relax, my beloved. All sinners get the comeuppance of heaven's will. And so Panda kissed Golden Freddy, and a terrible light involved them both. Then they fused, and biofusion digivolved, and became a single being, a horrendous creature made of solid platinum gold and 10,000 feathered wings, with a piercing blue eye in each bob, that drove everyone who's gazed upon them to utter insanity. Behold the wrath of Devil Panda Holy God, said this new being. Devil Panda Holy God. Devil Panda Holy God, what is he, bloody Beetlejuice, then began to urinate through his rotten urethra full of dragonfly larvae, and an ocean of golden piss emerged forth, drowning the entire town. Those that didn't drown were met by a nasty surprise. An army of evil black-skinned Ginoras with stingers on their breasts began to fly from his dick. They all lost worldly attachments and spared everyone, inducing a noxious venom that prevented people from dying but made them experience agony for all eternal history. It was almost the end for our heroes. They floated in the yellow syphilis piss, urine entering every orifice, every hole, I'm just going to say every hole, I can't speak today, sorry, of their bodies. They almost drowned in the yellow fluids of desecration, but Norman remembered his purpose. He remembered the true meaning of Halloween, and with one pained breath he said, "Everyone, we can only do this together." And so they understood the holy purpose of Halloween, and the love and kindness to be shared in this autumn season, and they did. Bayonetta fingered Sally's soiled endometrium. Sally put her high-heeled foot on Janine's anus. Janine masturbated Misha's cock. Mish sucked the mayor's dick. The mayor cat penetrated... Oh, it's supposed to say the mayor-rimmed cat. Cat penetrated Cole's ass. Cole did 69 on Jay. Well, how would he be able to do a 69 when his ass is being penetrated by Cat? On Jay. Jay masturbated Kai. Kai rubbed his fingers on Zane's ice nipples. Zane Frenched Lloyd's eardrums. What? And Lloyd rubbed the insides of Naya's dismantled face. Finally, Norman did a black magic spell and he grew 10,000 cocks, which inserted themselves into each one of their orifices. "For righteousness," shouted Bayonetta. "For love," shouted Sally. "For prudence," shouted Janine. "For compassion," shouted Meat. "For fortitude," shouted Maya. "For truth," shouted Cat. "For justice," shouted Cole. "For glory," shouted Jay. "For kindness," shouted Kai. "For patience," shouted Zane. "For temperance," shouted Lloyd. "For wisdom," shouted Naya's decaying face. "In the name of the moon, may this foul angel devil bear rot forever in the 16 Narakas," shouted Norman, his eyes glowing pink. "In the name of the moon, what?" Then his cox channeled all the positive shared emotions, and he directed his hands to the lunar disk. A huge laser beamer of daskerness appeared in the sky and opened a portal to the hell realms below. "No," shouted Devil Panda Holy God, but his spirit was torn in two from his pride. Panda went to the cold Narakas and Golden Freddy went to the fire ones, forever separated in VC eternity of torment. All the Genoas then puffed, and the piss was gone. And so our story ends once again. The ninjas learned the valuable lessons of Halloween. Yes, Halloween, everyone. Halloween. It's supposed to say Halloween, but they forgot an L. Of love and compassion to one another. And so our heroes partied until the fulgid rays of dawn appeared in the heavens, marking another year odd mediocrity in waiting for the blessing of All Hallows Eve. Amen. What did I read? What the hell was this? This was a very bizarre story. I didn't even know what was going on half the time. And it says it's supposed to be Nightmare Before Christmas, but, you know, the Nightmare Before Christmas characters were just kind of shoved off to the side. It was just like they were just using their names and that was it. If this is supposed to be a crossover, you need to say it's a crossover. I just think this was a bloody trollfic. And I know I said I wasn't going to look at this person's other stories, but I am kind of curious. Yes, I can just tell by looking at his library that a lot of his stories are probably like this bizarre weirdness. So yes, I think this person is a troll. They must be a troll. I don't know how else to describe it. But I digress. That was bizarre. That was very bizarre. I mean, at least I can say that this episode won't be boring. Well, dinner should be just about done now, so I think I'm going to wrap things up. Thank you all for watching today's episode. If you liked it, please be sure to leave a like and leave a comment, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. I would greatly appreciate it. I'll see you all next time. I hope you all have a very happy and safe Halloween. Do not do anything harmful to black cats. And I will see you all next time. Until then, cheerio.